right, this is, of course, our special election segment, South Speaks. And today, of course, we talk about the big battle that's playing out in the state of Kerala. It's Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister, versus Rahul Gandhi, the Congress leader, who are both at present in Kerala campaigning for their respective candidates. Now, with just a few days to go for the first phase of voting, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is pushing further the BJP's South outreach. The Prime Minister addressed an election rally in Kerala's Palakkad and said this new year of Kerala has brought in a new beginning. Taking a jibe, Prime Minister Modi said a peaceful state like Kerala has now turned violent and colleges have turned into a hub of anti-social activity.
साथियों, आज केरला जैसे शांति प्रिय राज्य में हिंसा अराजकता आम हो गई है। आज केरला में खुलेआम राजनैतिक हत्याएं कराई जाती हैं। कॉलेज के कैंपस तक असामाजिक तत्वों के अड्डे बन गए हैं। हमारे बच्चे तक सुरक्षित नहीं है।
Remember, Prime Minister Narendra Modi started his two-day visit to Kerala today. As part of the election campaign, PM Modi will attend the election campaign for NDA candidates TN Sarasu and Suresh Gopi, contesting in Alathur and Thrissur, respectively, following which he will head for Thiruvananthapuram. Remember, polling in Kerala for the general elections will be held on the 26th of April. Meanwhile, remember Rahul Gandhi, who is seeking his electoral luck for the second consecutive term from Wayanad constituency, is also in Kerala. Rahul began with a massive roadshow and while campaigning took a jibe at the centre. He said that the leadership should be about giving everyone an opportunity and not impose ideologies.
Today, the main fight is against the ideology of the RSS and the ideology of the Congress party. So the BJP people, the Prime Minister, they say one nation, one people, one language, one leader. And this is a fundamental misunderstanding of our country. A person from Kerala, that your language is inferior to Hindi, for example, is an insult to the people of Kerala.
Now, the Congress leader will also be addressing a UDF rally in Kozhikode district. Remember, both the Prime Minister and Rahul Gandhi are in Kerala campaigning today. Listen in to the jibes that they took at each other today.
चुनाव जीतने के लिए यहां कांग्रेस ने उस संगठन के पॉलिटिकल विंग से बैकडोर समझौता किया है जिसको देश में देश विरोधी प्रवृत्ति के लिए बैन किया गया है। कांग्रेस के ये युवराज केरला के लोगों से वोट तो मांगेंगे, लेकिन आपके हक में, आपके मुद्दों पर एक शब्द भी नहीं बोलेंगे।
There is the India Alliance that believes that the institutions belong to India and not to any one organization. These institutions are not the personal property of the Prime Minister. They are the property of every single Indian citizen. Every now and then you hear some BJP MP saying that they will change the constitution. Let me make it very clear. The Congress party will not let the RSS change the constitution of India.
All right, let me get in my guests on the show today. Vinita Hariharan of the BJP is joining us. Professor Ronnie K. Baby of the Congress is joining us. Dr. Jayaraj, political analyst, is on the show. And Vijay Grover, senior journalist, is also on the show. Good evening. Namaskar to all of you. Vinita Hariharan, let me start with you. You're yet to open your account in Kerala. How do you plan to do it? What do you expect this time around? Do you think that the Prime Minister's big South outreach is going to help you?
Yes, good evening. Thank you for having me on the show. Yes, definitely Prime Minister's outreach shows his solidarity and the leadership that he's giving to the country and to the party across the country, So that's his kind of leadership that he's showing, where he's come almost 6 to 7 times to Kerala and, on and off, not just before elections. It started about, many months back and even before that. And all the programs that he's rolled out for Kerala, it's quite now in the public picture, how much ever, however much efforts the state government takes to kind of cite this fact that the kind of outreach that the Narendra Modi government or the NDA government is doing towards the people of Kerala. Now it's all in black and white. The recent announcement made in Kochi for the shipyard development and the previous infrastructure works that Narendra Modi ji has given to the state in terms of the bypasses, the roads, all of the other infrastructure. The MSME sector has benefited hugely from the central government's programs, because that is one sector which is central sector scheme, and the funds flow directly to the MSME beneficiaries. So there's no state government intervention in between.
Okay.
So the efficiency of this MSME government outreach has been quite high, and people have realized that it is the NDA government that is giving these schemes and benefits and outreach. So it's going to be on the basis of our efforts of the Vikas agenda that the NDA government has been rolling out across the country, not only in Kerala, and of course.
Okay, we'll have to see if that
Kerala
works, Vinita
and the
Adiyaran. But Dr.
development
Jairaj, let me ask you then, the Prime Minister today has said that Kerala has turned into a violent state and colleges there have become a hub of anti-social activity. Your response to that?
Yeah, before saying it, that there was a meeting in Trivandrum, a mega rally organized by the BJP. The plight of the BJP is that when they want to hold a mega rally in Trivandrum, they have to arrange people from Kasaragod to make the podium filled. The venue filled. And like that, when they are organizing a rally in Kasaragod, they have to bring people from down south to fill the stadium or wherever it is conducting. That is the thing. And another thing, Mr. Modi, Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, pointed out is some of the half-cooked truths about Kerala. Especially, he is pointing out two places in Trivandrum district where he is saying that it is a hub of drug activities, and it is tarnishing the image of the state, especially the Varkala and Nedbangad. These are two tourist destinations in the state. Probably, as you all know, that in Goa, as well as any other tourist destination, there will be some amount of, drug trafficking or something, some kind of activity, because tourists come for pleasure. You have to remember one thing, that the largest seizure of drug in the country was from the port, Adani port in Gujarat. And Goa, the largest hub of another drug trade, is ruled by the BJP nowadays. So, masking the facts, he's pointing out two hamlets in Kerala, in Trivandrum district, as the drug capital of the country. He's a half-cooked truth, and Prime Minister, a person in the rank of a Prime Minister is not supposed to say whether it is in a political rally or any other thing. And another thing is that only based on a single incident, he is saying that all the campuses in Kerala is ruled by anti-social elements, and that is not true. There is a single occurrence that happened in Wayanad district, and we have discussed the heinous act of murder of a boy named Siddharth, and it was condemned by all in the Kerala. And apart from all these, almost all the campuses are silent.
Before I get in, Professor Ronnie, Vinita, you want to respond to that, and then I go to Professor Ronnie.
See, whatever the Prime Minister spoke was a reality, and said there's no denial of reality, which is what the left government has been in all along. Denial of their reality, the denial of the budget deficits that they have, denial of all the lawlessness that is happening, denial of all the, the tortures and the crimes committed against women, and the drug menace in Kerala. These are all facts that you have to live up to, you have to face up to, and come out with the interventions and address these problems. It is in that context that the Prime Minister was raising these issues in the rally.
Professor Ronnie, what are your, how do you see this battle really panning out? Do you think you'll be able to repeat the 2019 results this time around as well?
Yeah, we are very hopeful of winning all the 20 seats this time. Last time we won 19 seats, but this time we can clearly see the trend in favor of Congress-led alliance in Kerala. even if Modi visits 100 times in Kerala, it won't make any impact in the political scenario of Kerala. And you can see that yesterday or previous days, there were many pre-poll surveys were coming out related to the Kerala. And BJP's vote share is declining day by day. And a kind of 5% declining is predicted by leading national channels. And the trend is very clear that similar to what the trend is going on in northern states of or the Hindi heartland of India, the same trend is going in Kerala. That the people, majority of the people, more than 90% of the people of Kerala, they are thinking of a Congress-led government. They are expecting a Congress-led government which is coming to power at the center. So the Modi's visit, I can very frankly I can say that it won't make any impact in Kerala. People of Kerala are hearing what Rahul Ji is talking about. His stand is very clear. He's telling that it is a fight between two ideologies, two narratives. Narrative is put forward by RSS and another narrative put forward by international countries. The RSS wants one nation, one religion, one language, one leadership, one political party. We want a kind of a composite India. We want a multicultural India. We want all cultures, all language, all religion to flourish.
Okay, Vinita Hariyanan wants to respond. Vinita, please go ahead.
No,
Vinita, please go ahead. You want to make a point?
This much of a South push and this much of inclusiveness of all the different states of India has happened in India. Look at the northeastern states, the kind of inclusion that the NDA government has been able to do, the kind of schemes and outreach that we've done for northeastern India, and how northeast now integrated with the rest of India has never happened before. And so it is about unity in diversity, which is what the NDA government drives. Because if you see, even if it's one language, we are now talking about the new education policy, which talks about even education in the mother tongue of different states. We can have engineering and medical courses also done in the mother tongue. Has this happened before? So are we talking about one language, one nation? We are definitely talking about one nation, one election, because the kind of blitzkrieg and the kind of money that is spent in elections month after month, different assembly, different panchayat, different state elections, is that an expenditure that the government has to take up? Isn't not an expenditure that we need to curb and then divert that expenditure towards public programs? So that is the ethos with which we're doing one nation, one election, which Rahul is criticizing off and on. So that's the ethos with which the NDA government functions. And we have never disrespected any state or any culture or any language. We're talking about cooperative federalism. We're talking about unity and diversity always.
Okay, Vinita, we'll also talk about, that constant concern that southern states have of not getting enough funds from the center. And Vijay Grover, I will come to you. But before that, let's quickly listen in to what Rahul Gandhi said in Kerala a short while back.
Today, the main fight is against the ideology of the RSS and the ideology of the Congress party. So the BJP people, the Prime Minister, they say one nation, one people, one language, one leader. And this is a fundamental misunderstanding of our country. A person from Kerala, that your language is inferior to Hindi, for example, is an insult to the people of Kerala.
Okay, Vijay Grover, you've been patiently listening to the political representatives, to the political analysts, but let me now finally ask you, how do you see this quote-unquote Kerala story panning out in this year's elections?
See, if you were to, briefly sum it up, it's like a role reversal for the Congress and the BJP. The way the Congress has been struggling in the north to, get its foothold back, we're seeing the BJP trying to, ensure that it makes inroads into the south, and that's what is something which, is panning out. We see the Prime Minister campaigning in Tamil Nadu, we see him campaigning in Kerala now, and also in Telangana. So clearly, this is something where the BJP does understand that it is expecting that there would be some shortfalls that it will face in the northern states, which it wants to cover up to some extent in the southern states. No doubt the effort that the BJP has put in the last 1 decade in the southern states is remarkable, where it has, ensured that it has some space which is created. But the rejection of the party comes from the masses because of, the perception of being a North Indian party trying to impose Hindi, trying to impose North Indian cultures onto the South. And what we saw in Ames, Madurai, also the yesterday protest, clearly this is something which the people of the South are wary about. And that's the biggest hurdle that the BJP has. Because as long as
And
it tries
Vijay
to
Grover,
impose
interestingly,
Hinduism,
that BJP might be able to make deeper inroads into states like Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, but Kerala, perhaps it's going to be a difficult journey ahead.
even Tamil Nadu looks like a little difficult, given the fact that, uh, the linguistic strength that the people of Tamil Nadu command, that is very high. And that's something where, because we find Kerala is more inclusive, more people in Kerala speak Hindi than in Tamil Nadu. But the fact is, the fear of the BJP trying to impose, food habits, trying to impose the language and the culture and the religion. That is what Kerala is known for, multi-cohesive people who accept every religion openly. And I'm sure even the BJP spokesperson will agree over here that the people of Kerala accept Christians, Muslims, and Hindus together, except for maybe a few hardcore Hindu or Muslim uh, citizens. But this is something where the BJP will still have to do a lot of work, and we are seeing that this is the biggest challenge that the BJP is facing, despite the effort of the Prime Minister, because there's nobody else who's a senior leader big enough to campaign in Kerala that they are able to find. And they know they have only one face, and the Prime Minister is ensuring that the vote share improves, because I'm sure not only for the Lok Sabha, even for the next assembly elections, they would be starting their work now.
We are, of course, discussing and debating on the show the battle that's playing out in the state of Kerala with Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Congress leader Rahul Gandhi both present there campaigning for their respective candidates. Let me go to my guests on the show. Vinita Hariharan, before we slipped into the break, we were talking about how, BJP is seen as a quote-unquote North Indian party who caters to the North Indian vote bank, to concerns there. To issues there, and also the fact that it is seen as a party that imposes the North Indian culture, including the language, on South Indian people and South Indian states.
No, it's an absolute false narrative that's being pitched out, and it's a perception, kind of false. Because if you see the kind of inclusion that the Prime Minister has symbolized and also implemented, like the Shengol, using the Shengol in the Parliament and quoting Tiruvallur in different messages during the budget speech, and all of those references, and just as I just said about the Northeast inclusion, he's done it beautifully. Wherever he goes, he kind of dons the costume of that region. These are all symbolic gestures, which is an attempt to show the plurality which we exemplify. And as far as the Kerala ethos is concerned, look at our candidates. We have a Muslim candidate, we have Christian candidates, we have women representation, we have youth representation. So what more inclusion can be displayed than this? And our speeches, if you see when Modi ji speaks in Hindi, yes, he does speak in Hindi, that's a national language, but then we also have a translator from amidst our leaders who translates it into the local language, into Malayalam. So Rahul Gandhi just speaks in English with Elan. He just speaks in English, assuming that every person in Kerala or in even Wayanad, a remote tribal village, they understand English as well as he speaks. So, okay, of course, there are translators there with Rahul as well.
Okay.
But
Vijay Grover wants to make a point.
It is done, in the most effective, efficient manner.
There's one small point there.
Okay, Vijay Grover, go ahead. Yeah.
Hindi is not the national language. It's one of the official languages. And this is where, the difference is when the BJP says Hindi is a national language, that's where the South Indian psyche gets upset. And that's something that needs to be corrected.
No,
that it's not the national language. It's one of the official languages.
Yeah, so just as I just said, the kind of facilitation that we have for using mother tongues in even professional courses now today, as per the new education policy, that's again a manifestation of our plurality and the kind of inclusion that we want to give to the various states. So when we talk of one nation, one poll, that's definitely in the ethos of ensuring integrity of our country, despite having 28 states and 8 union territories, giving due respect to all the regional ethos. We still run the country as one nation. So that's what is there in the Constitution of India as well.
Professor Ronnie, there are also concerns of, the fact that the Kerala government might be facing anti-incumbency this time around. There's also the concern about violent incidents happening between political parties and their workers. There's also an increasing concern that's happening almost, every fortnight, which is of the human-animal conflict that plays out in Wayanad, where people are losing their lives. Are you and your party addressing these concerns?
Is it to me? Hello, the question is to me or what?
Professor Ronnie.
Yeah,
Hello?
Dr. Jairaj, I'll come to you. This is for Professor Ronnie.
Yeah. Shreya, Vinita is saying that BJP is fielding a Muslim candidate in this election. But there is a controversy in Kerala that when Modi was there for campaigning in Malappuram and Kozhikode, he was not allowed this Muslim candidate to rally with him in his vehicle. The name of the candidate was Dr. Abdul Salam, and it was he was kind of in public. Fewer in Kerala that why Prime Minister wherever other places he taking the BJP candidates along with him in his vehicle.
Professor Ronnie, that's not the answer to my question. I'd asked about the issues, the voter concerns.
I am coming. See, whenever Modi is coming to Kerala, he is having a negative campaign against Kerala. The people of Kerala are very upset over. Last time in the 2019 election, when Modi came here, he compared Kerala with Somalia. When today he came and he's saying that Kerala is a place of political violence. Kerala in everywhere there is in colleges, campuses, been antisocial activities and the consumption of drugs, etc. I'm a college professor. I'm working in a college. I know that these allegations of Mr. Prime Minister are baseless. I'm really surprising to know that Modi doesn't know what is happening in northern states, in the BJP in power in Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat. You know that the kind of political violences and atrocities against other political functionaries, other political parties. You know the kind of violence it's happening in North India, and the people are very upset. Why Prime Minister, whenever he comes to Kerala,
Which is okay, Professor Ronnie, North India, whatever it is, we're talking about Kerala here, and I'm sure you and I can agree on the fact that there are not one or two cases of violence against political workers. This has been happening in Kerala for several years now, and several people have lost their lives.
Yeah, you take the data of last 5 years. We can proudly say that very less than less than 10 or people were wounded or killed in the political violence. When you compare it with the data of other states outside Kerala, it is very minimal, the kind of figures of political violence in Kerala. Okay, previously
that doesn't help the situation, Professor Ronnie, that one state has less deaths and the other state has more. Deaths are deaths. Losing a life is losing a life. But let me quickly get in Vijay Grover on this. Vijay Grover, there are a lot of voter concerns, and that is something that...
not saying in Gujarat. Why he is saying only in Kerala? He is traveling all over the India, but he is not mentioning about the political violence in Uttar Pradesh.
Okay.
In political violence
I'll let Vinita respond to it, and then I'll go to Vijay Grover. Vinita, you want to respond to that?
The kind of lawlessness that Kerala has seen over the last 10 years, the kind of rapes that have doubled, the rape cases have doubled. We have so many cases of POCSO cases pending in fast-track courts in Kerala. You look at the kind of budget mismanagement that Kerala government has. These are all issues that are ailing Kerala, and the Kerala government has to wake up and, face these and address these issues. So that's what the Prime Minister is speaking about in his rally. He's speaking about how, what the NDA guys, so it was a political rally, and so he has to speak about what the NDA is offering. He is talking about the manifesto of the NDA government. Look at the manifesto, the kind of manifesto that we have. We have talked about, the pages are not sufficient to talk about the kind of achievements that we have had over the last 10 years and what we're going to do further in the next 5 or 10 years that we get government in the country. So we want Kerala to be part of the national growth story. We want Kerala to be part of the nation's achievements. So that is what the Prime Minister is talking about. And can Mr. Baby deny the recent atrocity that happened to Mr. Siddharthan in Wayanad in the Animal Husbandry College? That's the most recent violence that happened in a campus here. And look at the kind of political killings in Kerala. That's definitely it's an outlier when compared to the rest of the country. And so when he comes to Kerala, he'll speak about the Kerala issues and the kind of development that Uttar Pradesh and all the other so-called Bimaru states in the UPA government, these were called Bimaru. But soon, very sad to say that my own state might become Bimaru, the kind of governance that we're seeing today.
Okay, let me get Dr. Jairaj to respond to that.
See, she was talking about, Vinita Hariharan was talking about the POXO cases, increased number of POXO cases. Because people are aware of the situation and people are more educated, so the case is being registered. They are forcing the police to charge the cases against real cases happen in Kerala. Whenever there is educated people in a place, there will be more number of cases registered. That is a true fact. That is why Kerala cases are registered more. That doesn't mean that it is the POXO capital of India or something like that. In other states, these are being not registered at all. They are not, they are settled in the police station itself. They will not go to the court. That is the thing that she also knows very well about the Kerala scenario. And the other things what she was talking about and the Prime Minister was talking about today was the Prime Minister is more concerned about other factors like what we should eat in the Shravan Masa or in the month of Shravan or other to build a mandir or something like that or Ramayana Varshajarna. But we are talking about unemployment. We are talking about inflation. We are talking about farmer suicide. We are talking about the rights of the farmers and the plight of the farmers in the country, the unemployed youth in the country. And he doesn't utter a single word regarding these things. He's talking about vision. After 1,000 years, India will be that, India will be this. But one thing is sure, BJP is not going to come into power next time. India Alliance definitely come to be a major force and there will be some common man program after the elections. Let us wait and see after when the results come out.
Okay.
And that is a positive sign. Even
okay,
they
Vijay
are fearing.
Grover. No, Dr. Jairaj is saying that the BJP and the Prime Minister is not talking about the ground concerns, the issues that people face. But let me get an understanding from you. Which political party is actually talking about voter concerns? And what is actually resonating with the voter? For example, the consecration of the Ram Mandir was a big, political issue for the BJP. But does it have as much resonance as it has in northern India?
As the Ram Mandir is concerned, certainly does not have a big impact in the south. That was something which
Dr.
was a
Jairaj,
political...
this is for Vijay Grover. Yeah.
Well, see, as far as the Ram Mandir is concerned, certainly did not cut ice as much as, the BJP would have expected that it would, make that kind of impact. While, I will not say only the BJP, even the other political parties, the kind of narrative that they've set for each other's political discourse is not what the common man wants. Today, inflation is a big challenge, unemployment is a big challenge, health is a big challenge, climate change is a big issue. We in Bangalore are facing a water crisis of, proportions which cannot be even explained. Now, no politician or no political party has come out with any kind of solution for climate change or for water crisis, unemployment, health. All these things are only left for, common people to discuss. The politicians are only busy discussing either Ram Mandir or they're discussing about who called whom names and, those kind of issues which do not make any impact to the common man's life. What have we got? What are we assuring our future generations?
Exactly what I've been trying to understand. Yeah, Vinita, you wanted to make a point. Please go ahead. And that is what my question was. Why is no political party talking about the actual concern of the voter, the ground situation, the small little things that affect the daily lives of the voter?
Yeah, so that's what has been our national agenda since 2014. Since Modi ji took over the governance of India, what he started was with the basic facilities of, toilets and then houses and then the water. I don't know why Mr. Jairaj has a smile on his face, because I don't think he even understands what the Prime Minister is doing for the country. The kind of things that we started from the basic of basic facilities, the toilets, the water, whatever Mr. Grover spoke about, the basic facilities. That's what is the philosophy of the Bharatiya Janata Party as well, that every, a basic facility that every human being needs is to be given free of cost by the government, is what the Janasangh founder had in his vision. But now we are subsidizing most of these basic facilities. We look at the we are talking about saturation of Grama Panchayats, saturating Grama Panchayats with most basic facilities like housing, like lighting, like electrification, like water, and all of that.
Okay.
And then climate change, Mr. Grover speaking about, never before has any government been so passionate about sustainable development and, carbon efficiency than the Modi government has been. The kind of, Paris commitments that we have had, the kind of national determined commitments that we've achieved much before, the Paris Agreement that we gave. The kind of now look at the solar, program that the Prime Minister is launching. Is there in the manifesto free electricity for the next 5 years? Not like the Aam Aadmi Party's free electricity or any other party's,
Okay.
free guarantees. It's about using solar. It's about
Okay,
using
Vinita,
green
you
energy.
made your point, and I
never
have
before
paucity
has
of
any
time.
government been
I have
so
to wrap this
passionate
up.
about green energy.
Of course, we'll have to see how it pans out for... Okay, Vinita, you made your point. I'll leave it there. We'll have to see, of course, how this battle pans out. But for now, it's going to be a wrap. Vijay Grover, Professor Ronnie, Dr. Jairaj, and Vinita Hariharan. Thank you very much to all of you for joining us on Mirror Now and sharing your perspective. Thank you very much.